And we are live. How you doing, Mets fans? It's your boy Wardy. It is 1:16 a.m. Eastern, and I do not care because the New York Metropolitans just took down the big bad Dodgers like it was absolutely nothing. Another cakewalk victory. Yes, there were some highs. Yes, there were some lows, but overall, the Mets showed exactly why they have now won 11 of their past 14 games on a 5-game heater, and they do not give a rat's ass who they face. They are going to pistol whip. They are going to curb stop. They are going to do it all to their opponent. So, folks, spam those W's in the live chat right now. To everyone watching this on replay, spam them down below. To people watching on Twitter, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that retweet. Know that I will only be interacting with our YouTube viewers per usual today, folks, but I want to see those W's spam. Yamahu, says Tingus Pingus with a $2 holla. Give me Senga all day. Give me Senga on Sundays included. Thank you very much. Appreciate the donation, folks. Let's get the vibes going. We got a big victory in LA against those Dodgers, and the Mets did exactly what they need to do tonight. Take advantage of a vulnerable Dodgers team right now. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the man that decided to take Steve Cohen's offer and hand it to the Dodgers. Yamamoto gives up 4 over 6. We take that every single day of the week, folks. Let's get the hype going. Let's get rolling, and let's listen to WardyNYM's official post-game jingle.
Calling all Met fans, come and join us now. Talking about this game and gonna break it down. It's Mets Postgame.
Shout out to Yoshima. Thank you so much for the $2 holla. Yoshima says, Frogers, you heard that correctly. Yamafrado, that's a good one. I like the creativity, guys and gals. I'm loving that. Thank you, Yoshi. Appreciate it. Kevin, let's go. Absolutely, my man. Dave Kaplitz, thank you so much for the $2 holla. Dave says, great win, but Wendell stinks. Yes, he does. And he needs to get the David Stearns treatment that David's been doing to this bullpen, where if you're going to cost us potential ball games, if it wasn't for the Mets' amazing heroics, because of just how good this team is right now. Joey Wendell, give me a D, give me an A. Pardon me. Give me a D, give me an F, give me an A. What do I get? DFA, sayonara, designate that man for assignment. I don't care what island you throw him on. It does not matter. Yes, I feel the exact way that all you guys and gals do regarding exactly that. Joey Wendell, and not his one, but his 2 massive hiccups that went and ultimately hurt the Mets in this ball game. But thankfully, they had the pitching once again. Thankfully, in the 8th and 9th inning, this team is unstoppable. Thankfully, Harrison Bader with a 4-hit night. And thankfully, drum roll please, Francisco Lindor decided to wake up. He barreled a baseball from the left side, a no-doubt home run to right, which gave the Mets the lead once again. He, of course, is the player of the game if we're going to make one. Again, it's a late night. I'm not going to be too long-winded with the show tonight. Lindor's my player of the game because of how much he needed that home run. The celebration afterwards was genuine and rightfully so. He's absolutely juiced to the gills, so pumped up, and absolutely we all should be too. Lindor needed that. He needed the monkey off his back, baby, and he got an absolute no-doubt home run. Star-studded Starling Marte. It's been a party all night in LA. I'm sure it's going to continue after the game with the way he's swinging the bat. You got Harrison Bader doing his thing, as I mentioned. DJ Stewart, the teddy bear. Yes, we're officially labeling him the teddy bear. My girlfriend looks at him every time. He's like, he reminds me so much of a teddy bear. And now every time I look at him, I can't unsee that. So Teddy Bear DJ rips the bomb, rips the multiple RBIs tonight. And just like that, the Mets actually have an interesting conversation on their hands with what to do once JD Martinez is here. DJ Stewart has now swung his way into staying on this active roster. You could rightfully argue that he should stay in the starting lineup right now. He's looking like our own little Kyle Schwarber, folks, and I am loving every single second of it, everybody. So to everyone, again, first chiming in live on a replay, thank you all so much for being in here as we break down the latest in Mets land as they take down the big bad Dodgers by a 5 final score of 9-4. In today's show, we're going to go breaking down things inning by inning and give you a nice recap, especially because I know we're going to have a lot of replay viewers, and then we're going to get into more on the statistics from the pitching end, from the hitting end, and all in all, thank you all so much for being here. Give me 1 second, folks. I got to take the hoodie off. I'm sweating bullets. Went from 0 to 100 in this bad boy because we're feeling electric after a big dub against those Dodgers. There we go. That feels a lot better. All right, baby. How we doing? How we doing, Mets fans? This was a nice victory. Was it not? It felt so nice. It's so nice to see the Mets now back-to-back games scoring 9 runs. I mean, and they're doing it in the most entertaining way possible. It's not like they're all relying on home runs. It's not like they're all relying on contact hitting. It is just the perfect balance of what you want in a 1 through 9 in an offense that we're getting right now on a night-to-night basis. We are playing the way the Dodgers wish they were playing right now. Because once you get past that three-headed monster of the Betts, the Freemans, the Shoheis of the world, the Shoheis then the Freemans rather, in which Freddie struck out not 1, not 2, but 3 times today, because Shamania worked that sweeper and that fastball up like an absolute beauty, and then really got him good too, if I'm not mistaken. Once you get through there, you know, it's not smooth cruising by any stretch, but it's definitely manageable. And that's what the Mets were able to do in this matchup, and that's why they were able to prevail the way that they were, folks. But I want to see some love. I want to see some hype in the chat for my man Francisco Lindor for breaking out and stepping up exactly when we need him to, baby. In a game where Francisco Alvarez unfortunately goes down with injury, and if we found out an update on that somewhere Mets postgame, please let me know in the show here and we can address it then. Alvarez, I do think he'll be okay. Unfortunately, he hurt his thumb, the same left thumb that he's had issues with in the past as he was rounding first. You know, he slid a little bit, broke his fall with his hand. He tried to stay in the game, didn't. Omar Narvaez and his lack of defensive competency came in, and unfortunately, Omar had a less than good game today. But I do see Stephen A here with the $20 holla. And again, as Alvy goes down, as one Francisco falters, one thrives. We're pulling a Thanos, a soul for a soul. Balance as all things should be, right? All jokes aside, though, awesome W for the Metropolitans tonight. Stephen A, thank you so much for the $20 holla. Stephen A says, I called in the 7th inning that my boy Francisco Lindor would hit a 2-run homer. He hit that 2-run ding dong. There was no looking back, and it was a thing of beauty. None of your business with the $10 holla. Says, how you doing, LGM from the West Coast? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What 0-5 start? You said it, Malo. You said it. Again, the fact that the Mets started the season 0-5 and are now 11-3 over their past 14 games, guys. As long as I can do my math correctly, I think I did it there. It feels electric. We're feeling great. We got roughly 500 viewers here, and I know a lot of you guys are East Coast right now, so you're either waking up and like, oh no, Wardy, what happened? Oh, a big W. Or you stayed up late like me because you're a schmuck in the best way possible. You're a diehard fan. And now let's break down this ball game, folks. Before I do, though, a couple quick updates for you. As we broke down in our pregame segment today, Kodai Senga pitched a 20-plus pitch bullpen, looking great. He's continuing to ramp up, and hopefully we'll see him face minor league pitching sooner than later. As soon as he can return the Mets rotation as the end of May, right around May 27th, he can come off the 60-day IL. David Pearson, remember that southpaw? Yeah, David Pearson will begin his rehab assignments next week. He's looking to return around the same time as Senga, again, May 27th, coming back from his injury that had him out a good portion of last season, heading into this year now. And I think a David Pearson under this pitching lab, ran by David Stearns, I think there's a great potential for success right there with a guy that we know David Pearson does have stuff. It's just about really having the command all together, not hanging stuff over the plate, which we have seen. We've seen flat fastballs in the past, and we've seen that slide piece get worked when it's not looking at its best. But David Pearson, again, he's starting rehab assignments over the next week, and nothing really on JD Martinez at this point in time from everything that I heard. And of course, as we discussed in the pregame show today earlier, it was, yes, the City Connect jerseys. Everybody, on a scale of 1 to 10, before we break down the ball game, where do you stand on the Mets City Connect jerseys? Personally, I'm at a 6.5 out of 10. I like them, and I'm probably going to get one to give away on the channel just because I'm that nice of a guy. And obviously, I'm joking on the nice part, but in all seriousness, I do want to try to do a jersey giveaway like that for you guys in the near future, so be on the lookout. But everybody spam it. Let me know where you stand. Tim Healy, I'll check it. Thank you so much, but let me know where you had oh, that's not good. Francisco Alvarez is headed for an MRI. I am concerned, Carlos Mendoza said. And just like that, folks, 10 minutes into the show, all the excitement just went right down the drain. Right down the drain. Mets skipper Carlos Mendoza said, and I quote, "I'm pretty concerned, I'm not going to lie, with our young franchise catcher." I was joking when I said the soul for a soul shit. I didn't actually mean it. I didn't actually say that he needs to go down and he needs to be hurt. Oh my God. No. Please be okay. Okay, I beg you. This is the one thing that sucks about having a manager that's straightforward, because he's going to tell you how it is. Buck would have worked around this thing the entire time until we found out that Alvarez is already on the injured list or something. Hold on, give me 1 second, folks, as I try to get my camera focused. There we go. Let's see, AZ, thank you so much for the $5 donation. AZ says, Yamachoker, you schmuck, you should have worn the orange and blue. Lindor hopefully gets hot. Bader is a go, take that, Yanks. Marte is back, LFGM, baby, Mets W. AZ stayed up all night, and he is absolutely pumped up, juice to the gills. You love to see it. SR, thank you so much for the $5 donation. SR says late inning magic is back, and Mendoza is a magician. I love the fact that Mendoza is the type, as you saw in the broadcast, like Gary noted, doesn't really take much notes. He just is locked in and keeping his eye on the field of play the entire time. It's interesting. But yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate all the feedback on the City Connects too. Very cool to hear that. But I'm kind of gutted at the moment. I'm very gutted. And I'm just praying. We all got to pray right now to make sure that Francisco Alvarez is okay. Because right now we have no clue how exactly hurt he is. But all we know is that right now, Carlos Mendoza is pretty scared. And he's pretty concerned about his injury, which means if the skipper's concerned, then I'm, pardon my French, earmuffs, kiddos, I'm shitting bricks. The last thing, Omar Narvaez playing any significant time for the Mets this season is going to single-handedly lose us ball games. His frame jobs are going to be horrendous. Pass balls are going to happen like no tomorrow. He is not going to get the job done. Tomas Nido, I'm taking every day of the week on the defensive end and frame job over Omar Narvaez. And the issue is that even when Omar is swinging the bat correctly, his offense is so dog shit that it bounces out. It doesn't matter then. If anything, he's still a net negative player. So very frustrating on that front. Again, folks, for those that are unaware, Francisco Alvarez did hurt his thumb today, rounding first, trying to break his somewhat fall. He tried to stay in the game, was pulled after that half inning. Alvarez exits the game, and now Carlos Mendoza says again, and I quote, pretty concerned about Francisco Alvarez's thumb injury. So again, we're going to pray and hope for the best, and hope that by time tomorrow, when we do find out the results of the MRI, because we're likely not going to find them out tonight, obviously, that we do have some positive news on that front, and hopefully that this is a day-to-day or an absolute worst, a week or 2 week thing with Alvarez, and not something where we're going to be missing him for an extended period of time. But as things stand right now, things might get derailed. And my bigger issue with this, everybody, and then we'll get on to breaking down the game. I apologize. But my bigger issue with this is, even though that Alvarez has not been swinging the bat all that well throughout this Mets stretch of winning 11 of their past 14, what Alvarez has done tremendously well is be great as a backstop. Just his frame jobs, his defensive ability, his pop time. He has quickly become an elite defensive catcher in Major League Baseball. So even if he isn't hitting, he's making up for it in different areas of his game, including that cannon he has to throw out anyone and their mother trying to steal second base. So if Alvarez misses any extended period of time, that is not only going to hurt the Mets with losing a potential power threat in their lineup every single day, but you're also losing far and away your best defensive option that you have internally. And that, in my opinion, is what the bigger concern about is here with Francisco Alvarez. So we're going to get on to breaking down the game now, but trust me, I feel like I went from just being on such a high with this victory to now it's completely gone, and all I care about is finding out what happens to Francisco Alvarez, because at the end of the day, this is just a regular season game. I need Alvarez healthy for as long as humanly possible, and the fact that he hurt a thumb in which he's had previous issues with is not fun. Nick, what? We're not allowed to celebrate a win in April? I'm sorry, I guess this is your first time here, you schmuck. Seriously. Sorry, everybody, can we all clown Nick S in the chat? By all means, feel free to just spam and clown him. I love the people that come in here, let alone at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, and try to talk down on the Mets team that's playing such phenomenal baseball right now. And us Mets fans are just enjoying the ride. If you're trying to throw a wet blanket on this, you're doing a terrible Andy Martino impression, and this one isn't working, my friends. So I highly suggest, thank you so much for the view. By all means, continue to watch, but you're in for a rude awakening if you think we give a rat's ass about an opinion such as that. Now, getting on back to the ball game, everybody, let's start with the following, okay? And let's start here in the first inning because, again, we saw a Yoshinobu Yamamoto today, which was very, very vulnerable. A Yamamoto with a clean 1-2-3 first that we saw with a couple strikeouts. Again, the Mets were just trying to figure out what is happening there with him. As we get to the bottom of the first, Sean Manaea has his own 1-2-3 inning. A Sean Manaea that's gotten barreled and beaten up plenty during his time when he's played not only with the San Francisco Giants, but also with the San Diego Padres. So, Sean Manaea with a 1-2-3 there in the bottom of the first. Then, in the top of the second, DJ with a homer, an absolute beautiful homer. And this was a big thing that I told you guys on my pregame show today. Yamamoto's stuff is fantastic, but what isn't fantastic is what you see there, unfortunately, with his ability to cover the plate. He covers the heart of the plate a lot so far as a young MLB pitcher. He's getting acclimated plenty, and he hangs a lot over the plate. He has some of the worst percentiles in baseball right now, an off-speed run value in the second percentile entering tonight's game, and with his, his overall stuff, what you see there gives up a lot of hard contact, barrel percentage, all some of the worst in Major League Baseball. And DJ Stewart now, who's hitting around 240 with over 1,000 OPS, rips that bomb to give the Mets a nice early 1-0 lead. Alvarez would then reach second base on a throwing error, and again, that's what would lead to him ultimately exiting the game. But prior to exiting, he would score a run thanks to Harrison Bader's first of 4 hits on the night. Yes, you heard that correctly. 4 hits for Harrison Bader, the Master Bader, the Darth Bader, however you want to call him. Isaac, thank you so much for the $5. Isaac says, no thanks. Peterson has another niece. Almost Ali Perez-like. City Connect jerseys are fire. Alvarez will miss 1 week only. Fingers crossed. Wardy, what up, my guy? LFGM Isaac, happy to have you in here, my man. Thank you so much for the dono and the kind words. I appreciate that. Mets, again, have a 2-0 lead as we see there through the first 2 innings, folks. Then, as we get to the third inning, we see Brandon Nimmo with a walk, Marte with the double. Marte looked fantastic in a lot of his at-bats today. He only had one where I didn't think it was the best, but Marte's first at-bat just missed a home run off of Yamamoto, barreled him perfectly, but the ball was, of course, flying there, falling on the warning track, which hurt the Dodgers more than it hurt the Mets today, easily. From many times, the Dodgers had hard contact, but it was not flying, because it can be difficult at night to fly out there in Dodger Stadium at times for sure. But as we advance to this one, again, Nimmo on with a walk, Marte with a double in the third, Lindor with a first pitch pop-up in the infield. Really frustrated the hell out of me. Thankfully, Lindor would make up for it again big time later on in this ball game, but I've had a massive gripe with Francisco Lindor and deciding to swing first pitch with guys on. I don't know why he continues to do that. He literally did that just a couple games ago, and I tweeted again. Again, this is a broken record with him. If you have multiple on, 2 outs or not, there's no reason not to grind out that at-bat, Francisco. Because Lindor, the bomb that we saw today, too, again, just further proves how you should be approaching things. And thankfully, again, he did make up for a big time later on. But after Lindor, of course, had the first pitch pop-up, Pete Alonso had himself an opposite field RBI singles, 1 and lone hit of the day. DJ Stewart with an RBI sac fly that just falls short of a home run there around the warning track. And the Mets find themselves already with a 4-0 lead. I love that for the Metropolitans here through 3 innings. And then as we get there to the bottom of the third, Rojas with a walk, Taylor with a huge double play there in the Mets' favor, and Betts with a line out to end the inning. Sean Manaea gets out of a little jam there. In the top of the fourth, Harrison Bader then with a double, his second hit of the day. Joey Wendell with an opposite field single. He gets to second base. Runners at second and third there for the Mets with no outs, but they are not able to take advantage. Starling Marte would strike out in what was his worst at-bat of the day in that inning to end it. Again, Mets still up 4-0, but you would have liked to see them score there when they have multiple guys in scoring position with less than 2 out. In the bottom of the fourth, Ohtani with a walk, Teoscar Hernandez with an RBI single, turned double because he gets the second base on fielder's choice. We saw that a lot today from both sides in this game. And just like that, it's now a 3-run deficit in the Mets' favor and against the Dodgers here. Francisco Rodriguez Cordero, thank you so much for the $5 holla. Francisco says, Darth Vader, relax, Ward. Francisco Alvarez has made a steal. He will be fine. You know, we're praying all to the baseball gods together, my friend. I hope you're right. Trust me. I got to be honest. When my own manager says he's very concerned, it's hard for me not to be concerned, because it's not like this is a reverse psychology thing, unless he's really that crazy in the best way possible in Mendoza. No less, I appreciate the love. Thank you so much, as always, Francisco, for being in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the donation. No less, again, the Mets are up 4-1 as we see heading to the bottom of the fifth. Then we see, I say his name's Andy Pages. I know it's pronounced different. I apologize. I'm going to go with Pages, though. Pages with a double. Taylor with a walk. Betts with a flyout. Ohtani with an RBI single makes it a 2-run ball game. And Freddie Freeman strikes out. Huge strikeout by Shamania. His final K, the final batter he sees today, gets him out with a disgusting sweeper that he threw back-to-back times. Shamania's final line, folks, is as follows, as you see here. 5 innings of 4 hit, 2 earned run ball, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts with a 4.12 ERA on the season. Manaea, this is one of the better outings that you're going to get from him at Dodger Stadium. He has been absolutely shelled there in years past. And what did I ask? What did I say in today's Mets pregame show? Shamania, give me 5 innings of 2 or 3 earned run ball today. He did exactly that. He did the job he needed to do, and the Mets bullpen, of course, did their job as well. And it starts there that we would see with Reed Garrett. But before we get to Reed Garrett, we would see in the top of the 6th, rather, with 2 outs, Harrison Bader's 3rd hit of the day also gets himself a stolen base. The Mets would not score there, but Bader just shows how tremendous and how impactful he has been now as he's batting real high. And we'll get into his batting average and how he's looking so far very soon. And we'll also get into our amazing sponsor at BetUS, who has you covered with not only all your sports betting needs by clicking the link down below today to sign up and get a 125% bonus with your first 3 deposits for all your sports betting needs, but they're also looking for, yes, a wiener connoisseur. Pause, you heard me correctly. They're looking for the best, and I mean the best, wiener connoisseur to find the best hot dog in Major League Baseball. But we'll get into that a little bit later into the show here, because as we advance further on the ball game, again, Mets win by a final score 9-4. They take care of the Dodgers like another day in the week. It literally easy work for the Mets today, all things considered, just on the way that they're playing right now versus the way that the Dodgers are playing right now. No less, we get to the bottom of the 6th. Reed Garrett comes in, and Reed Garrett still managed to get out of the inning unscathed without giving up an earned run, but he would unfortunately face a bit of a jam, which was all by all means not his fault, and it's all by every means Joey Wendell's fault. And this is why Joey Wendell, you could rightfully argue, needs the DFA treatment that we've seen with the Tonkins, the Ramirez's, and others in the past of this bullpen, this time on the offensive end. Yes, I know we brought back Tonkin, but you get the point I'm trying to make here. We get here in the 6th, Reed comes in, Smith reaches on a Wendell error, Joey Wendell with the clear error there at third base, he gets on. Kike Hernandez then gets on base as well because of a Joey Wendell error. Just like that, back-to-back errors both by Joey Wendell. So you're telling me in 6 games or so that Joey Wendell has played this season, he has 4 errors already for the guy that's supposed to be your defensive utility man, your Luis Guillorme replacement. We should have kept Guillorme if we were just going to focus on guys that are not even playing their position right, because Guillorme was a net negative defensive player for the Mets last year. That's why they cut ties with him, because he wasn't even good defensively. He had some boneheaded, really lackadaisical errors that you weren't commonly seeing with Guillorme in years past, and I'm sure you know that's kind of a one-off season for him versus a Joey Wendell, who again isn't getting any younger and just truly has bobbled some easy, not, it shouldn't say terribly easy plays, because the second error, I know there was some pressure there, but he just absolutely wailed it and did not have a good throw there to Jeff at second base. Really frustrating. No less, Wendell allows two to get on there, and the Dodgers, being the Dodgers, would pounce and would take advantage in the bottom of this 6th inning, because afterwards, after Kike gets on via Wendell's error, Pages with a hit by pitch, and then Max Muncy with a strikeout. Again, Reed Garrett showcasing that strikeout ability once again, but not enough, as you would see Chris Taylor, again, the number 9 hitter, who had a 0.29 batting average entering tonight's game with a sub 200 OPS. What, you think Lindor's been swinging the bat bad? This is nothing in comparison to Chris Taylor. Taylor with his biggest hit of the season thus far, a 2-run single. He's challenged, he takes advantage, and it is a tied ball game. Reed Garrett, though, again, would come out of that inning unscathed because of the first 2 runs score, and those runs never happen if Joey Wendell doesn't allow them to get on base. So Reed Garrett's stuff stuff. Again, he was struggling with the command a little bit. He was behind in the count 3-1 in the final couple batters he faced, but we cannot forget the fact that he would not even be in the jam that he was in if it wasn't for the lack of defensive upside that Joey Wendell did there in the bottom of the 6th inning. Thank you so much for the donation, Stephen A. Just ordered my new Francisco Lindor City Connect jersey and 2 different City Connect fitted hats. Love to see you're going to be rocking that merch big time. Hopefully, you're going to catch the first game. April 27th is when they're going to rock them there at Citi Field against the Cardinals. So, again, appreciate the donation, Stephen A. Congrats, my man. Hope you enjoy all the new merch from the Mets City Connect stuff. So, as we get into now the 7th inning, everybody, we would see in the top of the 7th, Starling Marte reaches on a Betts error. And my apologies, folks, as I go back here to the one slide for 1 second. I just had to mute everything. I apologize about that. I know it ran for 2 seconds. You're like, what is that noise? Sorry, guys. Liam, my man, how you doing, Liam? You're up late there on the East Coast. You love to see it. Shout out everyone again for chiming in live on a replay. I don't know how many we got on Twitter right now. I'm sure it's a good amount. On YouTube, we got north of 600 this late. I'm loving it. Smash that like and subscribe button for your boy, folks, for all your Mets needs, news, and coverage. That's the reason why we are not only the largest, but the most consistent platform here on YouTube, not directly affiliated with the Mets or SNY. You, of course, can check me. I have been on SNY in the past, may be on again this year. Was just on WFAN's daily podcast yesterday as well, working for Bleacher Report 2, coming at you with weekly home run segments and other Mets segments coming in not only the remainder of the month, but as we get into the month of May and then beyond. A lot of awesome stuff cooking for me, not only here on the channel, but elsewhere. Thank you guys all so much for the support. It really does mean the world to me. But as we get here to the 7th inning, again, Starling Marte reaches on because of that Betts error, as I mentioned, and then gets stolen base, and then Francisco Lindor does what Francisco Lindor has been needing to do all season long, and that is to get the perfect swing from the left side of the plate. He finally did that as soon as Yamamoto comes out the game, and he never looks back. Frankie, showing all the emotions in the world, rightfully so, rips his first home run of the year. That gives the Mets the lead 6-4 after the game was tied. The Mets go on to win 9-4, all thanks to the heroics from Lindor here with a swing and a drive to right. It's high, it's far, and it's out of here. Francisco Lindor's first home run this season gives the Mets a 6-4 lead, and he got all that one, folks. The unlucky Babbitt, man, no more. He barrels that bad boy. He's hyped up in the dugout. Marte's got the arm up. They're feeling juiced up. They're feeling electric, rightfully so. Again, you love to see it, everybody. Shout out to Francisco Lindor finally breaking out and doing what we have been longing to see him do, and then some. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see also, folks, I don't care what side of the spectrum you are on. It does not matter to me. Leave politics out of the chat. If you do any political shit, guys, I'm kicking you so easily. We're talking about the Mets and the Dodgers. I do not give a rat's ass who you're voting for later this fall. I'm sorry to break it to you. This is not what we're doing here, okay? I know that might be a priority for you, so take that priority elsewhere because it ain't going to be happening here. As we get to the bottom of the 7th, and moderators, you know what to do. If that continues, please kick them or do whatever. It does not matter to me. I don't have tolerance for that kind of shit. It really does piss me off, actually. Marte reaches. We talked about that there. So, again, the Mets have a 6-4 lead. Then as we get to the bottom of the 7th, Raley comes in, has himself 2 outs. Then Will Smith gets a double. Adam Ottavino comes in. Teoscar reaches on catcher's interference, but thankfully Adam is able to get out of that jam unscathed. As we then get to the 8th inning, Jeff McNeil with a single, Harrison Bader with a single, his 4th hit of the day, and Brandon Nimmo with a walk, and Starling Marte wants to cap off the day with a nice 2-run single himself, increases the Mets lead 9-4. You absolutely love to see it, and just like that, folks, the Mets find themselves already first home run from the left side, everybody. That's what I meant to say. Did I not emphasize that enough? My apologies, folks. Wait, am I going nuts? Yes, I'm aware it's his 2nd home run. I should emphasize that. From the left side of the plate. We all know he already had that one bomb from the right side of the plate. So, my apologies. I actually realize that as you watch it on replay, it's probably not going to come off that way. So, my apologies on that front, folks. Got too hyped up with Lindor today. I want to make the graphic quick. But yes, Lindor's first home run from the left side of the plate ultimately is what prevails the Mets in this one to win by a final score of 9-4. I appreciate the corrections, though, no less. Thank you all. all. As we then get into the 8th inning, everybody, we would see there, we talked about Marte, of course, getting the 2-run single. We advanced to the 9th. Lindor with an infield single and a stolen base, his second hit of the day, and his first stolen base of the season. DJ with an RBI single there as well. Jeff McNeil with a single too. Unfortunately, the Mets will not be able to tack on more there, but that DJ RBI single would be the 9th and final run the Mets score today. The Dodgers would go to challenge it because you're in the 9th already. Was Lindor safe at home? He ultimately was. DJ, the teddy bear, drives in his 3rd run of the day, and he's looking fantastic. And Jake Diekman walks a couple guys, gets out of the jam unscathed for a clean 9th inning. And again, the Metropolitans go on to win by a final score of 9-4. AZ, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. I'm going to the City Connect game on the 27th. I'm so excited to rock these Fire jerseys. Love to hear that, AZ. I hope you have a fantastic time, my friend. That's definitely going to be a great one. And again, I appreciate the love, everybody. We're definitely having a great discussion here. As again, the Mets did what they needed to do. That was pounce against a lesser Dodgers right now and take full advantage. Can we give it up for Hefner? This staff is absolutely crushing it right now for sure. And Jeremy Hefner is absolutely part of it. That entire pitching lab that the Mets have been working tirelessly with over the past year and a half is really starting to do wonders. And you can tell the type of impact that David Stearns has from this front office down. It's a trickle-down effect, and it's impacting the Mets in the best way possible. The type of bullpen that they are getting, the type of production they're getting there is absolutely tremendous. What are we getting on every facet has been great for the pitching for the most part, especially with a lot of guys exceeding expectations right now. And even to Reed Garrett, I know that he didn't have the prettiest inning today. He still, though, has been such a blessing for this Mets team that had no expectation of someone like him to impact the bullpen nearly to the degree that he has so far this season. And shout out to Priest on the plane to always make sure he has to complain about Lindor no matter the fact that the Mets are 11-3 over their past 14 games. Let's get a round of applause. I love it. I commend the consistency there, but I mean, that must suck, the fact that you let it overtake the fact that the Mets are having such great games and victories right now, and including, yes, their star shortstop having a game-winning home run today. It's crazy. I know. Hard to fathom. You can always count on Lindor to show up when the game is not on the line. See, let's stop there, because that just shows how tiny it is in here, right? The game's tied. He hits the game-winning home run. So, yes, by all means, that doesn't count, right? It's not like the Mets quite literally might not win tonight's game if it isn't for Lindor getting the momentum back and getting the lead back. We can do this all night, folks. We can do it all night. Please, by all means. Seriously. I thought Wendell was a defensive specialist. No, he's not a defensive specialist. He's just versatile. He's clearly showing that he's not a defensive specialist on that front, to say the least. So, everybody, we talked. It is his second homer, yes. I appreciate the corrections. Again, actually, I'm trying to see if... it's too late. We're already 32 minutes into the show. I would have changed it, but it's going to probably make things lag, and it's not worth it on that front. All right, folks. Well, now let's get into the hitting stats, okay? Look at these. Look at these all with me. Brandon Nimmo, again, batting leadoff today, was 0-for-3 with the 2 walks and the 3 strikeouts. I'm going to check here through Baseball Savant so I make sure I have everything nice in front of me today. And we've seen there Nimmo now batting 208 with a 706 OPS. Starling Marte, after a 2-hit, 1 double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI day. 275 average for Marte, now batting the 2-hole, continues to thrive and be successful. 751 OPS there for star-studded Starling. It's a party tonight in LA. Francisco Lindor, 2-for-5 with the 2-run home run. 167 average, 536 OPS. Still has a lot more work to do, but tonight was the best sign yet from the left side of the plate, and there's no denying that. Pete Alonso, 1-for-5 with his opposite field RBI single. 257 average with an 872 OPS on the season. DJ Stewart, guys, when I was discussing him in pregame segment today, I almost thought I had a typo when I saw he had a 932 OPS with just around 200 average. Again, a true Kyle Schwarber impression here, but he continues to prove that, yes, he's worthy to stay in this lineup right now, and to face again a Yamamoto that he barreled so well that we saw with Marte and others too. DJ with the big bomb, the 3 RBIs, the multi a game, and the run scored. 241 average and over 1,000 OPS, 1,031 to be exact, for DJ Stewart, the teddy bear. We see Francisco Alvarez 0-for-1 with the run scored. Omar Narvaez 0-for-4, net negative offensively, defensively. 217 average, 541 OPS. Alvarez is down to 236, 652. But again, all I care about right now is Alvarez's health, and hopefully he's not going to be out long term whatsoever. Fingers crossed, praying on that one. Jed McHits with another big hit today. Another couple big hits, 2-for-5. Starting to look more like the Jeff of old. That's giving you consistent 2 to 3 hit games. That's what we want from you, Jeff. That's That's how you're going to get the average up and be the guy that we know we can count on later in the game will run his scoring position in the latter half of this order there. 233 average with a 666 OPS. Someone needs to throw holy water on me. Batting 8th is Harrison Bader, who went 4 for 5, as we mentioned, with the runs scored and the huge double, the RBI. 333 average for Harrison with a 788 OPS, so just around 800. Harrison Bader, what a blessing he has been out of nowhere for the Mets as well. That's why you paid him $10 million, because of stuff like this, folks. Even though that, yes, you could rightfully argue it's still an overpay. Shot Mania there, again, as we mentioned, 5 innings of 2 earned run ball. He looks strong for the most part, 85 pitches, 4.12 ERA. Worked that sweeper on those lefties, including Freeman, beautifully, and that's what I was hoping for. Reed Garrett, Brooks Raley, Adam Ottavino, Jake Diekman, come on down. All clean slates. Again, to this point in the season, folks, Jake Diekman with a 3.86 ERA, right? Adam Ottavino, 2.16. Brooks Raley still has yet to give up an earned run. Reed Garrett, same applies. This bullpen has been nails, and that is exactly why when I was on the WFAN segment yesterday with Sal, when I was asked, basically what is, in my opinion, actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm getting them confused. I was on Dodgers Nation earlier today, too, the largest Dodgers channel there on YouTube, roughly 90,000 subscribers, tremendous content. They do a great job. D-Mac is the man. When I was asked what I thought was going to be the biggest, actually, I'm really flip-flopping them. I apologize, guys. This is just because it's roughly 2 a.m., so my apologies on that front, folks. What's happening here? Why are there boo Jareds in the chat? I'm not bragging about it. Okay, regard it. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine, guys. Again, it's roughly 2 in the morning. But, okay, what I meant to say, and I apologize, late night, when I was on the Fans podcast yesterday, Sal asked me, what do I think is the most sustainable for the Mets this year between the lineup, the rotation, the bullpen? And I said without hesitation, I really do think it is this bullpen. And the reason why I think it's this bullpen is because, one, this is what David Stearns has been known for during his time as assistant GM with the Astros, to them being the president of baseball operations for the Brewers, by building strong bullpens every year. But two, you're already seeing the type of success it's having without even utilizing Shintaro Fujinami yet, who did give up a hit today, if I'm not mistaken, or a home run rather, to Danny Mendick, the former Met. Yes, that's true. He's hit homers in 4 straight games against the Syracuse Mets. I guess this guy's really upset by the fact they didn't get much playing time with the team last year or so. I don't know. But aside from the Danny Mendicks of the world or whatever, the Mets, again, what they have been able to do with their bullpen has been tremendous. And we have a lot of guys still in-house that we can look at and try to get quality outs with. I mean, the fact that Reed Garrett is doing what he's doing, I'm really curious to see how this bullpen is going to continue to evolve throughout the year. And while the lineup's looking great right now, while JD Martinez isn't even in said lineup, it doesn't change the fact that he is also a guy that, one, we don't know if he's going to have a slow start once he's in the lineup, and two, this Mets offense, we have seen be Jekyll and Hyde throughout a normal 162. And while bullpens, of course, can be fickle, there's just something about this Mets pen this year that I actually have some of the utmost confidence in, especially in helping bail out their starters, because that's exactly why they've been able to go 5-6 innings on average and really not go deep into games, and it really hasn't costed the Mets much at all to this point. And we all have, again, the bullpen construction configuration headlined by not only David Stearns, but Jeremy Hefner working with that pen, and Carlos Mendoza making the proper decisions when need be. It's a cultivation, it's a big effort there by everyone involved, and I think that's exactly why the pen is going to continue to perform the way that it has. Again, I expect there to be highs and lows, but the bullpen, I think, is going to continue to stay steady for the most part. And it has been a thing of beauty right now, and something that we cannot take for granted as fans. Jared, I know they were jumping you. That's what happens if you talk about a Yanks game after a Mets win. They don't want to hear it. And rightfully so. Justifiably so. I don't blame Mets fans. They don't want to hear someone waltz in and be like, what about Soto's bomb day? Bro, we don't care. Let's talk about the 9-4 Mets victory over the Dodgers. So I hear them on that front. I do. Buto bump day, next game. Yep, and that's technically today too. So we'll see what happens on that front. James Carroll, let's go. Absolutely, baby. The only updates on Alvarez are not good, unfortunately. He's getting an MRI, and Carlos Mendoza, our manager, is not happy about it. He's concerned. There's a level of concern there. He publicly said that. He said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty concerned at the moment. So that's where we're at regarding that, folks. But now let's get into my amazing sponsor on the channel and how you guys and gals have the chance to get in on, in my opinion, the best promotion made by not just any betting company, but anyone in baseball at the moment. And I cannot emphasize this enough. You guys have heard, if you've been following the channel. If you haven't, buckle up. If you want to be a wiener connoisseur, now's your time, folks. Our great friends at BetUS, if I can get this pulled up or not. Let's see here. Actually, I don't think I can get it pulled up. So I think that is just magical timing. You want to pull something up, it doesn't let you do it. Let me see here if there's only maybe one other way. No, that's not it. Hold on, folks. Let me try to troubleshoot here. If it doesn't work, it's not a big deal, but it's still worth a try at least. Let's see. Okay, it's not gonna pop up, so that's just fantastic. So okay, it doesn't matter then. We can roll another day if that isn't gonna work. But for many of you that have been following the channel, you know that yes, BetUS has come out with their official Wiener Connoisseur promo. Yes, you heard that correctly. BetUS is looking for one individual. You can apply by clicking the link down below in the description to sign up today, and you're going to be given $2,500, a $500 gift card to MLB Shop, and a 1-year subscription to MLB TV, and you're going to have your expenses paid for, including airfare and your tickets, to go to every single ballpark in Major League Baseball this season. That means every 30 stadiums, and in fact, find the longest length, the best diameter, the best weight, and the price to find and differentiate all these things for the best glizzies in Major League Baseball. Yes, they literally say in their promo, we are looking for someone that smiles at the idea of a literal sausage fest. So if you love hot dogs, if you love hitting baseball games, and if you've had a dream of wanting to hit every single ballpark in not only just an entirety of Major League Baseball, but all in one season potentially, sign up by applying down below with our second link for BetUS. You can see in the description down there. And again, when you apply, they're going to ask you, what separates yourself? Why should we pick you to be our wiener connoisseur? Can you differentiate the difference from, say, a grilled hot dog to a boiled hot dog? What kind of toppings do you prefer? What kind of overall wiener are you looking for when you eat a hot dog? Do you want the snap? Do you not want the snap? Again, do you want the biggest one? Do you want one that's, just right? Again, hey, pause. I know it's hilarious, and that's why I love this promo so much. So again, guys and gals, click the link down below, apply today, because they are looking for their first wiener connoisseur, and it might just be you. I've applied. I know many of you that are following the channel have applied too. I'm praying that it isn't a broken thumb regarding him too, so we're going to hope for the best on that. Again, seriously, it actually is hilarious. Priest, you know what? Actually, guys, you know what we can do? Let's do this. Everybody. So let's do this real quick. Priest on a plane. Let's continue this. He says, Yankees fans, I'll trade you Lindor for your bat boy. Counter. Mets fans, let me know how you feel. Counter. And this is to Jared Williams, a Yanks fan. We will trade you, our boy, Priest on a plane, for a bag of baseballs. Actually, you don't even need a bag of baseballs. Just give me one. Just give me one. It could even be one of the inflated baseballs back from 2019. We can do that too. I think that's a fair proposition. I think we're kind of meeting in the middle. If you're gonna say Lindor for a bat boy, at that point we'll just send you over, because we know you clearly you're the type where you're gonna complain every single day, even when your team is on a 20-game winning streak. So I think that makes more sense for both sides. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. Let's see. Because you're clearly not base. Stephen A., I'm sorry, I didn't see what you were saying there. Let's see, everybody. Lindor, first or second on Mets in runs, home runs, stolen base, RBI, and walk last season. Mets fans 20 games into the season. This guy stinks. Don't get me wrong. You can be critical early on while also knowing that he's going to get out of his funk. Both those things can be true. But for the people that have been against Lindor since the beginning, that haven't been happy with the contract since the beginning, this has been their Christmas for the most part, up until today. But I digress, because we're still getting complaints even when he gets the game-winning home run. But that just shows you how in denial this fan base can be. But everybody, that is about going to wrap up the live show. I'm not going to be too long-winded tonight. Again, we got another big matchup tomorrow right around 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to leg out both pre- and post-game coverage. At absolute worst, it'll just be post-game. Same thing with Sunday, so be on the lookout, everybody. But thank you all so much for watching, for chiming in live on our replay. The Mets take down the LA Dodgers with ease by a final score of 9-4, thanks to Francisco Lindor's first home run from the left side this season to ultimately give them the 6-4 lead. Until then, have a great rest of the night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. This is your boy Wardy signing out. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace.